Hello everyone, and welcome back to our IELTS Writing Masterclass. Today we're diving into a very specific type of Task 2 essay. It can sometimes seem a little tricky, but honestly, it's actually one of the most straightforward if you just know the secret to tackling it. This is the two-part question essay. Unlike other essay types that might ask for your opinion, or to discuss two opposing views, or to talk about problems and solutions, this essay type gives you two very direct and specific questions to answer about a single topic. The absolute key to success here is super simple. Answer both questions fully and give them equal attention. In this video, we'll show you exactly how to structure your response, how to link the two parts together smoothly, and we'll build a high-scoring model answer from scratch, step by step. Ready to master these? Let's go!
So, how do you spot a two-part question prompt? It's very distinctive and easy to recognize. The prompt will typically start with a general statement or a background statement about a topic. Then, crucially, it will ask two separate, direct questions about that topic. These questions won't be asking for things like, what are the advantages and disadvantages? That's an A&D essay. Or, to what extent do you agree or disagree? That's an opinion essay. Or, what are the causes and solutions? That's a problem-solution essay. Instead, they'll be asking about different aspects of the same topic. For example, a prompt might ask, why something is happening, and then what the effects are. Or, what the problems are, and then who should be responsible for solving them. Or it might present a statement and ask for reasons why people think that, and then what other factors are important. The key thing is that there are two clear, different questions that both need a full, detailed answer. This is different from other essay types, which often have a more defined cause and effect or opinion structure. The two-part question is literally just that, two parts to answer.
The structure for this essay type is the most logical and straightforward of all the Task 2 essays. It literally follows the order of the prompt exactly. You have two questions, so you'll have two main body paragraphs, one for each question. Your introduction. First, you'll paraphrase the background statement you're given in the prompt. Then your thesis statement should clearly state that your essay will address both of the questions that follow. It's like setting out your agenda. Your first body paragraph. This paragraph will be dedicated entirely to answering the first question from the prompt. You need to develop your answer fully, giving explanations and, if possible, examples. Your second body paragraph. Then you will move on to answering the second question from the prompt. Again, develop your answer fully with explanations and examples. Your conclusion. Finally, your conclusion will briefly summarize your answer to question 1 and then your answer to question 2. This structure ensures you give equal weight and equal focus to both parts of the prompt, which is absolutely essential for a high score in task response.
If you remember just one thing from this entire video, please let it be this. You must give equal focus to both questions. This is the golden rule for two-part question essays. The biggest mistake students make is that they might write a fantastic, long, well-developed paragraph answering the first question, and then, perhaps because they're running out of time or ideas, they only write a few short sentences for the second question. This is disastrous for your task response score. The examiner needs to see a complete and well-developed answer for both parts of the question. They've asked you two things, so they expect two full answers. To make sure you achieve this equal focus, when you are brainstorming before you write, make sure you have at least two supporting ideas for each of the two questions. Don't just think about the first question, plan for the second one just as thoroughly. Dedicate a full body paragraph to each question. This reinforces the idea that both questions deserve their own dedicated space and development. By planning for both questions equally and giving them a full paragraph each, you ensure that your essay is balanced and that you've fully answered everything the prompt asked for.
While your two body paragraphs are addressing different questions, they still need to feel like they belong to the same cohesive essay. The best way to achieve this smooth transition and show the examiner you have a clear structure is by using a clear transition phrase at the start of your second body paragraph. Instead of just jumping straight into the answer for the second question, you should signal the shift. This creates a smooth bridge between your 2 points and helps the examiner follow your argument easily. Good transition phrases to use at the beginning of your second body paragraph include, regarding the second question, in terms of how this affects, turning to the issue of, as for what can be done about this, if the second question is about solutions, in relation to the impact on.
Using these phrases is a simple but very effective technique that greatly improves the coherence and cohesion of your essay, which are important scoring criteria. Okay, let's put all of this into practice and build a model answer together. Our sample prompt gives us a background statement about online shopping and then asks two distinct questions. The prompt is, many people today prefer to do their shopping online rather than in physical stores. Why is this the case, and how does this trend affect local businesses? So we have our statement and then our two questions. Question 1, why? Why do people prefer online shopping? Question 2, how? How does this trend affect local businesses? Our plan follows the perfect structure for a two-part question essay. Introduction, we'll introduce the topic of online shopping and the shift in consumer habits. Then our thesis will clearly state that the essay will discuss the reasons why this is happening and the effects it has. Body paragraph 1, this paragraph will be dedicated entirely to answering question 1, why? We'll focus on the main reasons, like convenience and the wider choice of products available online. Body paragraph 2, this paragraph will be dedicated entirely to answering question 2, how? We'll focus on the effects on local businesses, like reduced sales and store closures. Conclusion, we'll finish by summarizing our answers to both questions. Crucially, we will make sure that both body paragraphs are well developed and roughly the same length, giving equal attention to both questions.
Let's look at the introduction and conclusion for our essay. These are like the framing for your entire argument, and they are super important for setting the stage and providing a satisfying end. The introduction effectively paraphrases the topic. It talks about the rise of e-commerce and how it has fundamentally changed consumer habits. Then it provides a perfect roadmap thesis statement. It explicitly states that the essay will first explore the primary reasons for this shift, answering question 1, and then it will examine the significant impact this has on local brick-and-mortar businesses, answering question 2. This tells the reader exactly what to expect. The conclusion then neatly summarizes both parts of our answer. It begins with, in conclusion, as we've learned is a good practice. Then it recaps the answer to question 1, the reasons, driven largely by its unparalleled convenience and the vast selection of products available. After that, it recaps the answer to question 2, the effects. However, this consumer trend has a direct and often detrimental effect on local businesses, leading to decreased revenue and, in many cases, permanent closure. It's a balanced and complete summary that neatly ties up both answers.
Now, let's look at the body paragraphs themselves. This is where we answer each question fully and, crucially, with equal detail. The first paragraph is dedicated entirely to answering question 1, why? It starts by clearly stating there are two principal reasons. The first reason is convenience. It explains this by talking about shopping from home, anytime, and avoiding crowds and travel. The second reason is variety. It explains how online stores offer more products than physical shops and gives the example of comparing prices for a specific item. This paragraph is well developed, giving a clear explanation and a good example for both reasons. The second paragraph begins with a perfect transition phrase. Regarding the effects on local businesses, this signals to the examiner that we are now moving to answer the second question. It focuses completely on answering question 2, effects. It explains how online shopping negatively affects local businesses. It talks about smaller shops struggling to compete with online giants like Amazon on price and selection. It then explains the consequence, a reduction in sales and foot traffic, making it hard to cover costs. Finally, it mentions the wider outcome, store closures, job losses, and a loss of community character. This paragraph is also detailed and well supported, explaining the negative effects clearly. Crucially, notice that both paragraphs are of a similar length and have a similar level of detail. We've given equal attention to both questions. This is exactly what the examiner wants to see for this essay type. So, to master the two-part question essay, remember this simple formula. 1. Identify the two separate questions. Make sure you know exactly what the prompt is asking you in two distinct parts. 2. Dedicate one full body paragraph to each question. This is essential for structure and balance. 3. The golden rule: give both questions equal focus. Plan for both, write for both with similar detail. Don't neglect the second question. 4. Use a transition phrase to link your two body paragraphs smoothly. This creates flow and shows good organization. 5. Summarize both of your answers in the conclusion. If you follow this clear and direct structure, you can handle any two-part question essay with ease and confidence. It's all about being organized and answering what's asked.
Thank you for watching. We hope this guide has demystified the two-part question essay for you. Remember, it's all about identifying the two questions, giving them equal attention in separate paragraphs, using transition words, and summarizing both answers at the end. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a like. It really helps our channel out and lets us know you appreciate the content. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more IELTS tips, strategies, and lessons. We've got lots of other great content coming up to help you ace your exam. And hey, with this video, you have now covered all the major essay types in Task 2. Congratulations on reaching this point. You're building a fantastic toolkit for your IELTS writing success. Do you have any questions about two-part question essays or anything else we've covered in this series? Please feel free to ask them in the comments section below. I'm always happy to help you out and answer your questions. Until next time, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.